My name is Patrycja and today I'm going to talk to you about the differences between A-level and university education. Some of this information may be slightly different depending on what course you're going to be studying and what university you go to. I'm studying zoology with animal behaviour at Bangor University. I'm going to try and keep it very broad so that it relates to everybody. The main difference between A-level and university is that at university you have to keep track of what you're doing yourself, and you're the one that's responsible for turning up to lectures and getting all the information you need. The second biggest difference between A-level and university that personally caught me out was the fact that at A-level you have a specification which lists everything that you need to know for your exams. At university you don't have that. You have the lectures which form the core of what you need to know, but further on you have to do your own research and your own reading, which I struggled with at first. But once you know where all your resources are, it's really not that hard. The first priority is to find your textbooks. So your subject should have a reading list which you can find on the university's webpage, and when you go into your module it should have all the recommended reading that your tutor has set for you. At university, the exams aren't all just at the end of your term. Last year I had several multiple choice questions throughout the year as the module went on, so you're going to be constantly revising and going through. You can't just leave it all to the end. So I'm just going to go through some of the main changes that I went through last year to adapt from the change of A-level and university. The main thing I did was to bring a laptop to the lectures. Now this is so useful and I would recommend it to everybody no matter what course you're studying. It meant that I was able to keep up with what the lecturer was saying as he was going through the work, whereas when I was writing I was missing things out. And for certain universities they don't record their lectures, so what you get in the lecture is all you're ever going to get. So it's important that you write down as much information as you can, as quickly as you can. At Bangor University, they do actually record their lectures. It's called Panopter, and if you go on it, you have all the lectures that your lecturers have recorded. It's really useful and I would recommend it to go back when you missed a lecture or you missed any information. I personally use it to revise as well. I just keep it on fast forward and keep listening to anything that I could have missed. As part of being responsible for all your work and all your revision, it's really important to keep organised. So what I like to do is I like to make a list of all the lectures that I have and all the resources that could link to those lectures that I would use during revision, and then tick it off as I go along to keep track of everything. I also make sure to download all the PowerPoints from my lecturers and keep them in a folder just in case I ever need them and I'm offline. I write up all my lecture notes on Google Docs. Keeping a diary or a calendar is also very important for university life. You have so many different modules that you need to keep track of everything, like deadlines, because there are many different people that are leading your lectures, so they won't all know what the other has said and it may get confusing. So having all the information in one place and to keep track of it will be really useful. If you're struggling with stress or anxiety, anything related to that, especially in your first year, make sure you go and visit your university student services. At Bangor University we have a whole building dedicated to this, where if you go in you can book an appointment online or you can just pop in and talk to somebody if you need help. There are also workshops and sessions held to help relieve stress and talk to people that are in the same situation as you are. They are organised by professionals that will know how to deal with your situation. University may seem really daunting, but don't worry about it. It will all fit into place as long as you keep an open mind and keep organised. First year may not count towards your overall grade for some of you, but that doesn't mean you should not care about it, because it will provide you with the basic information that you will need for your second year, which really is important. So the easiest way to overcome revision at university when you're just starting off is to try out different techniques. My personal revision schedule is formed of different types of revision technique. It begins with everyday lectures. I'm always taking notes from my lectures, and that is a part of your revision. I then like to read through those notes every now and then, to read through core textbooks, as well as going through PowerPoints and seeing any other recommended reading or further reading that the lecturers have recommended. As it gets closer to the exam time, I like to highlight all the keywords and anything important in my notes, and also make Quizlets. Now this is something that I've carried over from A-levels and I always find useful. It's basically flashcards online, so it's faster to do, but it's so helpful and you can learn very easily through repetition. And then the stuff that it says that I've gotten wrong most of the time, I form into flashcards and I actually bring those with me right up to the exam time. That is all from me today. If you have any questions about the changeover from A-level to university or anything about revision like that, be sure to comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with our useful university videos.